We've scoured the internet for some of the worst dashcam footage that exposes just how reckless and dangerous some UK drivers really are. If you've ever worked in the emergency services like we have, or been the first on the scene at a crash caused by sheer stupidity, you know exactly why we put these compilations together. It's not just about the shock factor, it's about making people think. If these clips make even one dodgy driver reconsider their actions before putting lives at risk, then it's worth sharing. So buckle up, because what you're about to see is a stark reminder of why staying alert on the roads has never been more important. Before we get started, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. And if you're interested in what happens on the front line of the emergency services, written by former emergency services personnel in a non-PC way, then make sure you sign up for our free newsletter. We'll leave a link for that pinned in the comments underneath the video. Take a good look at this section of road and ask yourself, would you overtake another vehicle on this part of the road? Most people who are endowed with lots of common sense would have answered no, but the driver of this vehicle must have left their common sense at home before they set off on their journey. This driver was given a fine of £100 and had their driving licence endorsed with 3 penalty points. Of course, it's not just motorists who are at risk from dodgy drivers. People who are trying to earn an honest living also have to be on the lookout for dodgy drivers as well. This impatient driver was hit with a fine of £600 and had their driving licence endorsed with 6 penalty points. For some reason, drivers in Newquay do not like having to wait around. This VW Golf driver decided to mount the pavement rather than waiting. Because the registered keeper of the Golf decided not to tell the authorities who was behind the wheel of the car, they were slapped with a fine of £1,000 and had their licence endorsed with 6 penalty points. Unfortunately, you cannot game this system. When you're driving along a busy dual carriageway, the last thing you expect or want to see is a BMW X5 come hurtling towards you, swerving into your lane at the last minute because they weren't paying attention. But that is exactly what happened to these motorists on the A38 in Devon. For this dodgy driving, the BMW driver was given a £500 fine and had their licence endorsed with 9 points, which means that if they get another 3 points, then they'll be disqualified from driving. Of course, it's not just cars that are fitted with cameras. Cyclists too are joining the fight against dodgy drivers, as highlighted in this clip, where the driver of this vehicle fails to give way to the cyclist and almost knocks them off their bike. I'm guessing the magistrate must have been a cyclist, because the driver was banned from driving for 6 months and was fined nearly £400, which for driving without due care and attention is a hefty punishment. When this motorist tried to undertake a vehicle on the A30 in Cornwall, the driver soon came up against another vehicle that was travelling even slower than the vehicle he attempted to undertake. However, no vehicle was going to slow this Citroen down, so instead the driver went off-road and decided to take his chances on the grass verge embankment. After the dashcam footage was submitted via Operation Snap, the driver was fined £280 and was given 4 points on their driving licence. When you're driving along, the last thing you expect to see is someone driving towards you against the flow of traffic, but that is exactly what these motorists on the A38 in Devon encountered. Remember to always call 999 if you see someone doing this. The Audi driver was fined £410 and was given 6 points on their driving licence. No further details were given regarding why the Audi driver thought that this was a good idea. If you don't have a dash cam or helmet cam yet and would like one, or if you want to upgrade your current one, then be sure to check out our affiliate store on Amazon. Anything you do buy will help us out, because we'll receive a little kickback from Amazon. If you're interested, we will leave a link in the video description. When the driver of this Range Rover decided to try and cut up this motorcyclist, he failed to take into account the fact that the motorcyclist had a helmet cam. The footage was sent off to West Yorkshire Police via Operation Snap, and the driver of the Range Rover was prosecuted. The driver of this blue Audi was also in for a bit of a shock. They probably thought that just because there was no police car in the area, then they could get away with driving like this. However, the cyclist sent the footage off to West Yorkshire Police, and the driver of the Audi was prosecuted. As well as getting hit with horsewhips, the driver of this car ended up getting whipped with a fine and points. Next time you're tempted not to give other road users enough room, just remember that you are probably on camera. In this clip, a dodgy Audi driver followed closely by an equally dodgy Ford driver treats the roads in Clacton like their personal racetrack. Little did they know the ambulance they overtook was equipped with a dashcam. The dashcam footage captures the moment both drivers overtake the ambulance. The blue Audi speeds past first, quickly followed by the black Ford, both travelling at ridiculous speeds. The police later calculated the Audi to be going between 120 and 125 miles per hour, while the Ford was averaging 101 miles per hour. What's worse, they drive on the wrong side of the road, forcing oncoming vehicles to swerve to avoid a head-on collision. Thanks to the hard work of PC Danny Wheeler and the roads policing unit, both drivers were brought to justice. The evidence from the ambulance's dashcam was crucial in securing their convictions for dangerous driving. Both men pleaded guilty in court, were banned from driving for 12 months and will need to pass an extended retest before getting back behind the wheel. They were also ordered to complete 200 hours of unpaid work as part of their community orders. Watch as a dodgy driver appears out of nowhere, crashes into a shop and then tries to leg it from the scene. Thankfully, no members of the public were hurt, but watch as the disqualified driver of the Suzuki cuts across a Mercedes before crashing straight into a shop, luckily closed at the time. You can probably guess what happens next. This dodgy and disqualified driver did not want to hang around to make sure that everyone was okay. Instead, he grabbed his things from the car and ran away, but seeing what was unfolding, the switched on driver behind the wheel of the cam car moves their vehicle into position to get a better shot of the dodgy driver as he legs it from the scene. It turned out that Gaskin was trying to leave the area quickly after PCSOs had spotted him behind the wheel. They knew that he was wanted, so more resources were sent to the area. Thanks to some forensics and of course the dashcam footage, it was not long until Gaskin was found by the long arm of the law. He pleaded guilty to dangerous driving, driving while disqualified, criminal damage and driving without insurance. He was banged up for 16 months and was banned from driving for 3 years. Remember, if you don't want to be caught on dashcam being a dodgy driver, then the best thing to do is to not drive like the drivers who were featured in this compilation video. If you do happen to catch a dodgy driver on your dash or helmet cam, then check with the local police force where the incident occurred to see if they accept dashcam footage. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please don't forget to give the video a like and don't forget to subscribe. And also, it's really important, if you can, do subscribe to our free newsletter. The more subscribers we get, the more stuff like this we can cover, as well as covering all the other stuff on the front line of the emergency services. Until next time, stay safe out there.